Robert F. Kennedy Jr., a name synonymous with American political legacy, has carved his own path, distinct from the family's political endeavors. Born into a life of privilege and tragedy, Kennedy Jr. witnessed firsthand the highs and lows of political life. His father, Robert F. Kennedy, a senator and former attorney general, was assassinated during his 1968 presidential campaign, leaving a void in the family and the nation. Growing up in the shadow of such a tragedy could have easily led to a life withdrawn from public service. However, Kennedy Jr. chose a different route, dedicating himself to a cause close to his heart: environmental advocacy. Kennedy Jr.'s passion for the environment blossomed early on. He spent his childhood exploring the natural world, developing a deep appreciation for its beauty and fragility. This connection fueled his desire to protect the planet, leading him to pursue a career in environmental law. His journey, though marked by notable achievements, has not been without controversy. Kennedy Jr.'s outspoken views on vaccines, particularly his opposition to childhood vaccinations, have drawn significant criticism from the scientific and medical communities. His stance on vaccines, often labeled as anti-vaccine, has placed him at odds with many, including members of his own family. Despite the controversy, Kennedy Jr. remains a vocal advocate for environmental protection and public health, albeit one with unconventional views. His life and career present a complex tapestry of privilege, tragedy, passion, and controversy, making him a figure of both admiration and scrutiny. Whether lauded as an environmental champion or criticized for his vaccine skepticism, Robert F. Kennedy Jr. remains a prominent voice in American public discourse. Robert F. Kennedy Jr.'s journey into the world of environmental law was not a direct one. After graduating from Harvard University with a degree in history, he briefly attended the London School of Economics before returning to the United States. He then earned a law degree from the University of Virginia, following in the footsteps of his father and uncles. However, it was during his time at Pace University School of Law, where he obtained a Master of Laws degree in environmental law, that his true calling emerged. Kennedy Jr.'s legal career began not in the courtroom but on the banks of the Hudson River. He joined the Natural Resources Defense Council, a prominent environmental organization, in the mid-1980s. His work at the NRDC focused on protecting the Hudson River, a waterway deeply personal to him, as it flowed past his family's home in Virginia. Recognizing the power of grassroots activism, Kennedy Jr. co-founded Riverkeeper, an organization dedicated to cleaning up the Hudson and advocating for its protection. His work with Riverkeeper not only brought tangible improvements to the Hudson River's health, but also served as a model for environmental advocacy across the globe. Kennedy Jr.'s efforts helped inspire the creation of the Waterkeeper Alliance, a global network of over 300 organizations working to protect waterways around the world. Through his legal expertise and unwavering dedication, he empowered communities to fight for their environmental rights, leaving a lasting impact on the global environmental movement. Robert F. Kennedy Jr.'s commitment to environmental protection extended beyond the courtroom and the halls of academia. He became a prolific writer, using his platform to educate the public on pressing environmental issues. His book, The Riverkeepers, published in 1997, chronicled his personal journey fighting for the Hudson River and the broader movement to protect waterways worldwide. In Crimes Against Nature, published in 2004, Kennedy Jr. took aim at government policies he believed were detrimental to the environment. He argued for stronger environmental regulations and criticized corporations for prioritizing profits over ecological responsibility. His writings, though often critical of government and industry, resonated with readers concerned about the state of the planet. Beyond his environmental work, Kennedy Jr. delved into other areas of public interest, writing about topics ranging from politics to public health. His most recent book, The Real Anthony Fauci, published in 2021, presents a controversial perspective on the renowned infectious disease expert. The book, which criticizes Dr. Anthony Fauci's handling of the COVID-19 pandemic, has been widely criticized by the scientific and medical communities. Despite the controversy, the book became a bestseller, highlighting Kennedy Jr.'s ability to capture public attention even with views outside the mainstream. While Robert F. Kennedy Jr.'s environmental advocacy garnered him widespread recognition, his stance on vaccines has been a source of significant controversy. His journey into the world of vaccine skepticism began in the early 2000s, when he became convinced of a link between vaccines and autism. This belief, based on now discredited research, led him to become a vocal critic of childhood vaccination programs. In 2005, Kennedy Jr. co-founded Children's Health Defense, an organization initially focused on raising concerns about environmental toxins and their impact on children's health. However, the organization's focus shifted over time to become a leading voice in the anti-vaccine movement. Children's Health Defense, under Kennedy Jr.'s leadership, has promoted the debunked theory linking the MMR vaccine to autism and spread misinformation about the safety and efficacy of vaccines in general. Kennedy Jr.'s anti-vaccine views have drawn condemnation from the medical community, with numerous studies debunking the claims he espouses. His rhetoric, often inflammatory and emotionally charged, has been accused of fueling vaccine hesitancy and contributing to outbreaks of preventable diseases. Despite facing widespread criticism and calls to disavow his views, Kennedy Jr. remains steadfast in his beliefs, continuing to advocate against vaccination programs. His foray into the anti-vaccine movement has tarnished his reputation among many who once admired his environmental work, casting a long shadow over his legacy.